Most people are afraid to admit this. If you talk to yourself when you're alone, you're not weird. You're actually wired differently. And science has something very specific to say about you. Think about the last time you were alone. Did you narrate what you were doing? Did you ask yourself a question out loud? Did you argue with yourself about a decision? Most people do this, but almost nobody talks about it. Because somewhere along the way, society told us it was a sign of madness. But here's what psychology actually says. People who talk to themselves share 4 very specific traits, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand yourself in a way you never did before. Stay with me, this one matters. Here's the first thing. People who talk to themselves have minds that never stop, not in an anxious way, in a creative way. Your brain is constantly processing, building scenarios, solving problems, replaying moments, and sometimes that inner world needs a voice. Psychologists call this distanced self-directed speech, and research from the University of Wisconsin found something fascinating. People who use it tend to organize their thoughts better. They perform better on complex tasks. They stay focused longer. Talking to yourself isn't noise. It's your mind trying to make sense of the world. It's the same reason children narrate everything they do. We teach them to go quiet, but the smart ones never fully stop. Here's where it gets interesting. Most people think self-talk is just random rambling, but it's not. When you talk to yourself, you're actually doing something rare. You're witnessing yourself. Psychologist Ethan Kross calls this distanced self-talk. When you refer to yourself by name or say you instead of just I, it creates a mental gap. And in that gap, clarity lives. You're able to see your own emotions from the outside. You regulate your reactions faster. You make decisions with less panic. Think about the last time you were spiraling. Did you hear a voice inside that said, "Okay, calm down, think this through"? That wasn't weakness talking. That was your emotional intelligence protecting you. But here's the part nobody talks about. Some self-talk isn't healing. Some of it is haunting. If you've ever caught yourself replaying an argument, rehearsing conversations that never happened, punishing yourself for something you did years ago, that's also self-talk, and it reveals something just as important about who you are. Listen to what you say when no one else can hear, because that voice, it's the most honest version of how you see yourself. People who talk to themselves tend to be highly introspective. They don't just experience life, they examine it. You notice patterns in people before others do. You pick up on small shifts in energy in a room. You go home after a night out and replay every conversation, asking yourself, did I say the right thing? That's not overthinking. That's the cost of a mind that cares deeply. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Highly self-aware people also tend to be their own harshest critics. The voice that talks to you when you're alone often carries more weight than any voice from the outside. And if that voice has been unkind for a long time, you might not even realize it anymore, because cruelty becomes normal when it's quiet enough. Notice that. Here's the 4th trait, and this one is a gift. People who talk to themselves are natural self-coaches. They don't always need someone else to tell them what to do. They have a voice that guides them. Athletes do this before a race. Leaders do this before a hard conversation. Surgeons do this before a procedure. The question is never whether you talk to yourself. The question is, what are you saying? Here's what you can actually do with this. Start paying attention to the tone of your inner voice. Is it coaching you or punishing you? Is it building the next version of you, or is it keeping you stuck in the last one? Redirect it. You don't have to believe every word your mind speaks. You just have to choose which words to keep. When the voice gets cruel, interrupt it. Not with denial, with curiosity. Say out loud, "That's an interesting thought, but is it true?" That small act, it changes everything over time. You know what I think? The loneliest version of a person is the one who talks to themselves with contempt. Because you can walk away from people who hurt you, but you cannot walk away from the voice inside your own head. That voice follows you into every room, every relationship, every quiet moment, every time you almost believed in yourself. So, if you talk to yourself when you're alone, hear this. You are not broken. You are not strange. You are someone whose mind is alive enough to keep searching. And that mind deserves to be spoken to gently. Start there. If this made you think differently about yourself, you already know what to do next.